Last session we built a basic pinch pot. This session we're going to add a coil ring to the top to give it some more height and also create a coil ring for the footing. Let's start making our first coil. To keep your coils from flattening out in the middle, grab the ends of the coil and twist them in opposite directions and then roll them again. We're looking to make a coil that's the thickness of our thumb and long enough to stretch around the rim of our pot. Wrap the coil around the top of the pot and overlap the extra ends. Now we're going to cut this at a 45-degree angle so that the edges of the coil meet up in a nice clean seam. Now we're going to score the top of our pot and the coil. Scoring provides a nice grip so that when we slip our pieces together, they're well attached. Now we're going to connect our pieces using a generous amount of slip. Slip is watered down clay. It's basically like mud, but we use it as pottery glue. With our slip applied, it's time to stick them together. Let's press our pieces firmly together, and we're going to take some of the clay from the coil and blend it to the body of the mug. I'm going to start on the outside of the pot using my finger to blend a little bit of the clay from the coil down to the body of the mug. Now you could also use a tool to do this as well, so I'm going to try out this wood tool and basically just blend a little bit with the tool and turn the pot as I go. Make sure the outside seam is completely blended together. Now it's time to blend the inside, a very similar way. I'm going to start with my finger, turning the pot, blending a little bit of that coil down into the inside of the mug, and then I'll try out a tool as well. Now that our seam is thoroughly blended together, we can start taking a little bit of that coil and pinching it up towards the top of our pot in order to make it even taller. Using little turns and little pinches, we're going to increase the tallness of this mug and even out the wall all the way through. Now it's time to break out a rib tool and clean up our work a little bit. We're going to try to get rid of some of the bumps and clean up the seams even more. Now it's time to flip this over and add a foot ring. Let's roll out another coil, this time a little bit thinner and a little bit shorter. Let's test fit and trim. Let's wrap the coil around the bottom perimeter of the pot and overlap the edge and cut it at a 45-degree angle. Let's test fit one more time before we score and slip to attach. I'm scoring again with the serrated rib tool to give it grip on both the bottom of my pot and on the coil itself. Now I'm going to load up the slip and stick it together. Press your foot ring firmly into the pot, and as we did before, we're going to blend a little bit of the clay from the coil ring onto the body of the pot. On the outside first, and then on the inside. Using the sculpting tool is very handy in order to grab a little bit of that clay and help blend it smoothly across to the body of the pot. Now we're going to clean up our work and shape our footing. Now we're going to let this dry to leather hard, clean it up just a little bit more, and then attach a handle.